Today we're starting a new unit. Listening and speaking. When I talk to you, I talk very slow. I talk very clear so you can understand my words. When you talk to me, you talk and I can't, so we're going to work on talking slow and listening real hard. Because on Friday, when we were having lunch, the Spanish and French speakers were trying to talk to each other. You guys were over here trying to talk. And Victorian was trying to tell you something. You couldn't get it. And Victorian said, no, listen. and so what we're going to do this week, and maybe into next week, is try to figure out how to understand each other. It's not only the French and the Spanish speakers, it's the French and the Spanish speakers having to understand English. So we're going to learn how to listen and how to figure words out. Sometimes, if I don't know a word in English, I can start trying to describe it and talk about it until, or if I'm talking to Terce in English, and I'm trying to get her to understand what I'm saying, and she doesn't understand the word chartreuse, all right? And she doesn't know what that means. So I say, well, chartreuse is a color, and it's kind of red, and it's kind of purple. It's kind of red and purple, isn't it? What color is it? Okay, so it's kind of yellowy. It's a color that kind of looks like an old egg yolk. And so I describe the word, and she goes, oh, okay. And she might never remember the word chartreuse, but she knows what I'm saying. So that's what we're going to work on, and try to make it fun. Try to make it fun. So I call it active listening and effective speaking. Active means that you're listening. You know, it's, you go home and you talk to your kids. Yeah, mom. They're not listening. Uh-huh. Active listening is where you're paying real close attention. That's what active means. Active means involved. If I go out running this afternoon, after I get home, I'm being active. Effective speaking. Effective it means it works. If I break my arm this afternoon, break it, and Julia pats me on the head and kisses my arm, that's not an effective way to fix my broken arm. I have to go to a doctor and get a cast. Effective means that it works. So we're going to work on active listening and effective speaking. When you're listening to someone, whether it's me, or your boss, or your neighbor, or someone in class, you have to listen hard to understand if they use a different language. Even if you're both speaking English, you have accents. Some of you don't open your mouths much when you speak. Some of you, your accents are different, and it's hard to hear. So you have to kind of pay attention. It is your job, when you're listening to someone, to listen as hard as you can. And when you're speaking, you want to speak to be understood. So I'm speaking now. All of my words are sharp and clear. I am enunciating. Remember enunciating? Yeah. So if I stop talking in enunciation, if I start talking the way I do when I'm just talking to Julia, what did I just say? You couldn't understand me, could you? If I speak slowly and clearly, you understand me. But if I talk the way I normally talk, when Julia and I are just sitting outside in our backyard and I'm talking to Julia, any of you understand that? So I'm not speaking so that you can understand me. I'm just speaking too fast, not opening up my mouth. I'm not enunciating. As a listener, it's, good morning. As a listener, You want to seriously listen. You want to really listen. Eye contact and full attention. So if I'm talking to Tercy, and I'm talking to Tercy, and she's telling me something, and I'm not paying attention, and I'm looking at my watch, I'm not giving her my attention. So when I talk to Tercy, I look her in the eye, I watch her body language, I see what she's trying to say. Oops. And I ask questions. So, yeah, there was one. Yeah. If Tercy is talking to me about what she did yesterday, and she says that she mandion, is that it? Okay. She said she mandion. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. What is mandion? I ask questions. Whenever I talk to you, I stop you and try to understand what you're saying, if I don't understand. I also ask you to slow down. I'm going to ask you to slow down more. I'm going to ask you to repeat the word. Say it again. What was that word? What was that word? Patrice on Friday asked me how is his accent. I understand Patrice with his accent, his French accent. I understand him. But Patrice, like all of us, when he gets to the end of a sentence, he kind of then slows down. It's not loud enough. So when I was talking to Patrice, he was asking me how was his accent, can I understand him? His sentence went like this, and at the end he just kind of started not speaking. Remember, I don't hear well. So I understand Patrice almost all the time, except for the last word of the sentence. So he says, I'm going to the store. And he says, I'm going to the store. I don't hear the store. So when we listen, to be able to talk to Americans, you have to listen. You have to work hard to listen. You can't, if you all sit back in your chairs and close your eyes and play on your phones, you're not going to hear me. And when you're talking to English speakers, you're going to have to work hard and ask them, slow down. Could you say that again, please? I'm sorry. I didn't understand. Same as a speaker. You want to choose or pick or select your words carefully. You want to, if I'm talking to Alma, I don't want to use a word that I don't think she'll know. So if I use a word like flippant, I'm sorry, Alma, I didn't mean to be flippant. She looks at me, huh? What is flippant? Right? Flippant just is kind of like being a jerk. And as speakers, when you're speaking English, you need to enunciate because you have accents. I have an accent. Julia and I have a little bit different accents. If my little sister was here, my little sister has a completely different accent than me. We don't even sound like we're in the same family. My sister, she talks like this. She lived in New Jersey, and she talks like that. She talks like she's from New Jersey, New York. And when she came and visited, it took me a while to be able to understand her, because her accent is so thick I couldn't understand her. That's my sister. She's like 4 years younger than me, and I can't understand her. Also, when you're talking, you want to slow down to allow the person who's listening to understand your words. And then, from time to time, I'm talking to Mauricio, and I might say, do you understand what I'm saying? Did I go too fast? And when you talk to me and when you talk to Julia, was that clear? Do I need another word? It's my job as a speaker. If I want you to understand me, I have to make sure that you understand me. And it's not just at this class. It's you go to Walmart. And you go to Walmart and you ask, the Bluetooth headphones are on sale. Where are they at? And the person says, go down aisle 4 to down outside, but you want to look underneath the box. Huh? Excuse me. Could you slow down? People,
Sorry.
pardon?
Usually if I said I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I say I'm sorry. Somebody, you can keep count today how many times I say I'm sorry when I can't understand you. When Belin was talking a little earlier, I was sitting here, the jackhammer, and so I moved my chair closer, and then she said something, I said, I'm sorry. And so that's one way of saying, huh? The reason why all this, the speaking and listening, is you guys are starting to talk more and more with each other and talk more and more in class, which is what I want. This is a talking class, not a grammar class. And you're talking more, but I watched on Friday is that sometimes you're talking like this and you're not getting through. So Costalina and Victoriane were talking, and Costalina was not understanding, and so she said, is it this? And then Victoriane got a little cranky and said, no, listen. Which he's done, Victorian has done to me. No, listen. No, that's his style. But what he was saying was, he was trying to talk. He was trying to get Costalina to understand what he was saying. That's the right way. You know. So, and I can tease him, make fun of him about it. The reason why, there are 171,476 words in the English language. Come on in.
No, más
Coffee? He's looking for that teacher. For Kathleen.
For Catherine?
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me. Okay. You can.
Oh, there is it. In English, there are 171,476 words. There are 47,156 obsolete words. Obsolete means words that you no longer use. Like in English, there's a word pantaloon. It's French, and it means, in English, it means, in the old days, women wore underwear, and then they wore these pants over them, and they're called pantaloons. In English, we don't use that word anymore. So that is an obsolete word. Then there are 9,500 derivative words. That means derivative word is, remember that? What's up? Means sup. Sup is a derivative word. It means it's a word that came from something else. Huh? So there's a total of 228,132 words in English. That's a lot of words. You're never, ever going to know all those words. I don't know all those words. I know a lot of words. I probably only know half of them. So, when you're speaking, unless you can pull out 228,000 words and hand them to somebody, you have to find a way to talk to them using the words that you do have. So,
Thank you.
Sure.
¿Quieres salir?
Sí. Aquí.
Ah, there we go.
Thank you.
This is the Oxford English Dictionary. This has every single word in the English language in it, and when the word came into the English language. So a lot of English language words came from French in the 1300s. This is the dictionary. It's 24 books this big, shrunk into these two. And here, be nice with it, but pass it around. I love this thing. It has every word in the English language. And how do you see them? You have to use a magnifying glass to read it. This is what it looks like. This page here is one page. This dictionary on a bookshelf starts here and ends here. That many books squeezed into that. And then looking through the magnifying glass, you can see it. That's how you. So in this book are 228,132 words with definitions and telling you where it first appeared. The English in this dictionary goes back all the way to when English first started. I think it's either 81 or 84. I can't remember. This is either 1981 or 1984. Yes, ma'am.
What is that? Yeah, what is this thing?
Uy. Las este.
Magnifying glass. Magnify means to make something big. And this is a glass that magnifies. So you're not going to know all these words. Never. Not because you're not smart. Nobody knows all these words. Magnifying glass, that's that thing over there. It makes things look big. So you look through it to look at a butterfly or a sliver in your finger or to read little words.
Si los lentes no.
Oh, 1700. Porque 900.
This has nothing to do with listening and talking. This is what English looked like in around 1300. All right? Can you see that? It's pretty small. This is what English started as, okay? This is what I studied in school. Juan April with the short sota, the drocht of March hath passed to the rota, Batre vivi in Svich Bicour, of which vertu mon genre is a fleur. Your old French? When Zephyrus egg with the sweet breath, and speeded hot, and every hold is heaven. That's what English sounded like. The thunder crops in the younger son, half in the ram is half horse on, and small fool is making melody. That's what English sounded like, just a few hundred years ago.
What are you saying?
Juan April with his short sutta. Anybody guess? You recognize some of the words? When that April with its sweet showers rain, the drought of March hath passed the rota. The drought of March had pierced to the root. When in April the sweet showers came, the drought, the dryness in March had gone all the way down to the roots of the plants, and the plants were dying because there was no rain. And Batre Rivin and Svich Likur, and bathed every that's a potato in the ground. All the stuff that grows down, veins. And bathed every vein in the sweet liquor of rain, of which vertu engendre is the fluid. And bathed every vein in the sweet liquor of the rain, and brought life back to the flower.
Is vertu, is that French? Does it sound like French?
I don't know, but I know this word in French.
This word is virtue.
Vertu.
Vertu. This word V-E-R-T-U means virtue.
Yeah, vertu.
Virtue.
Yeah.
Virtue is
Like knowledge.
like knowledge
Yeah.
or goodness.
Yeah.
So if I am a good man and I don't swear and I don't beat my girlfriend and I don't steal, I am a man of virtue. In other words, good stuff. So of which good stuff engendered, brought to life, is the flower. That's what English looks like. And in this dictionary, if I look up vertu, it will tell me what it means now, virtue. And all the way back to the very first time it was ever appeared in writing. So every one of these words in here is in here. So if I look up virtue, V-I-R-T-U-E, goodness. If I look up virtue in here, and go all the way down, it'll get to, this guy's name is Chaucer. It will get to his using vertu there. That has nothing to do with speaking and listening, but English, I'll read a couple more lines. Dat slepen over nicht with open ear. So pricketh them nature in your garages, then longing folk to go on pilgrimages. To hear, it sounds a little Doesn't it sound like the French speakers a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. And then there's words like that. So pricket em natur in ear corages. There's German in there and French. So when English was first starting over in England, Germany's real close by, France is real close by, and so English speakers went over to France and stole some words, and they went over to Germany and stole some words and put them all together. And Spanish has a few French words, a few German words. French has a few Spanish words, a few German words. English has French and German and Spanish and Latin. That's what you say in church is Latin. And English has all these different words from all these different places and threw them all together. It's Montijon. Did I say it right? It's like the Montijon. Close enough? Say it.
Martignan.
Montignon. Okay. It's like that what we had on Friday. It's a stew. A whole bunch of stuff thrown in together and stirred up. And that's English. Thank you, sir.
Il y a quelque chose dedans.
Yeah, it's in there. But this thing, here, let's. Did I wrinkle the pages? Oh. Ah, merci beaucoup.
Yes, what difference I have on the when and one?
What is what?
Difference I have on when and one.
This is the old way of spelling when. This word right here. All right, we do one thing at a time. This dictionary comes with the magnifying glass. There's a special drawer for it in the top. I don't know where this goes.
Inquiète beaucoup.
Juan de April with his shortest sweater. When that April with its sweet showers rain.
So his, and that means it's, it doesn't mean his?
It means his then, but now it's its. Just like French and Spanish have feminine and male and female, feminine and masculine words. So if I come up to you and if I say, I go to a Spanish speaker and I talk about Christmas and I say El Posada. No, La Posada. Okay, Posada is never El, which is masculine. It's always masculine. English used to be like that too. But now English is his, hers, and its. So his and... Yes, sir?
Is English or another language? I wanna know is English or another language? A black person.
I don't understand your question.
I say it is English or another language.
This is English.
Is English?
This is called... It's called the Midland dialect of Middle English. There's an English that's older than this. Older than this. I can read it, well I used to be able to read it, but nobody knows how to speak it. But this, we know how to speak. And I can read this and speak this. This is what when I went to college, this is one of the things, this old literature from that period is what I studied. So I learned to speak that. And I used to be able to speak it fluently.
I want to know if I can difference in American English and Great England English. Have a difference?
Is there a difference between American English and British English?
Yeah.
Yes. Almost all the words are the same, but color, like green or blue, whatever. In British, they spell it like this. Favorite in English, huh? This is favorite in American English. This is favorite in British English.
Okay, now this white in Italian, right?
This?
Yeah.
This is before Britain existed. England didn't exist. England wasn't around. Well, it was, but not the way we know it. But this is English got started around I think it got started around 1100 AD, 1100 after the birth of Christ. That's when English got started. Back then, the Old English sounded like this. It sounded like you were gargling. And then over time, they stole from the French, they stole from the Germans, and then it turned into this. And then over time, it turned into what's called Shakespearean or Elizabethan English. I was just showing you the dictionary to show you how many words there are. And then I got a little sidetracked into the Old English. English has been around for 1,000 years. And we've been stealing words from every place else. After the stuff I just showed you, the Juan de April, the Tashon Sota, the Droch, the Mark, after that, this is Elizabethan English. This is in the 1600s. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. That's a lot like ours, but this is also poetry. This is play. Any of you ever heard of the play Romeo and Juliet? They made a movie of it. It's about a boy and a girl who fall in love, but their houses, their families are at war, and so they run off together and they kill themselves so they can be together. Is anybody else warm? Just you and me. Okay. So Elizabethan English, if you hear it spoken, not the way I just did. Let me see, it's been a long time. Two households, both alike in dignity and fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to the new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. That's what it sounds like, sort of. I haven't practiced that in years.
It sounded Irish
I know.
to me.
Irish? Irish English? Sounds like English, but it sounds like that. If I talk to you in Irish English, they have their own language called Gaelic. That's Irish English. That's the way my grandfather sounded. And that's still English.
It's like when you watch the Harry Potter movies.
Yes, Harry Potter movies speak closer to this kind of English. Okay. Questions? I'll get back to listening, speaking and listening. The reason why I did this is I don't want to scare you with 228,000 words, but to tell you, you're never going to know everything in English. I don't know everything in English. I went to college to study English. I was an English teacher. I taught college English to college students. There's a whole lot of words I don't know. So the trick is to learn the words you can, slowly pick up words as you go along. So maybe Patricio knows 300 words in English. And maybe Terci knows 100. They talk. Terci hears a word. What's that? Patrice tells her what it is. Terci scribbles it down or remembers it. And now she has a new word. And that's how you learn words in English. I can give you vocabulary list with 228,132 words if you would like. Right over there. But you can't memorize all of it. I can't. So, what are you supposed to do? You talk to an English speaker and he uses words you don't know. You can stop him and say, whoa, what is that word? You can also guess. So, as a teacher, it is incumbent upon me to speak clearly. Come on. This sentence says, as a teacher, it is incumbent on me to speak clearly. What does incumbent mean? Just guess. No, go ahead. Just say it loud. No, say it loud.
In French?
Pardon? Is it a French word?
No, the French word is like this one. Like this one. I said the French word to complement something.
What does it mean in French?
Incomplete.
And what does it mean?
Negation.
There we go. I didn't know that this was a French word. Remember English steals? This word just means, as a teacher, it is my job, my obligation, my responsibility, my duty to speak clearly. So they cheated because they know this is a word in French. But did any of the Spanish speakers have an idea of what I was saying? Oh, okay, let me try another one. Is that another French word too? Is it? Okay, it probably is. The door hemorrhaged my foot, and I bled. The door hemorrhaged my foot, and I bled. What do you think hemorrhage means? Just guess. It's supposed to be fun. Guess. The door hemorrhaged my foot, and I bled. You know, blood comes out.
Yeah.
It's like a squish.
I don't know. Like a squish?
Red like blue. Bled.
Bled?
Like blue.
Bled is I bleed, past tense, I bled. So, courage? Cut? Cut. Yes, if I cut myself, if I cut my finger, I bleed. Blood comes out, I bleed. Past tense, I cut my finger yesterday and I bled.
Semi. Yeah.
I'll try one more. I misspelled that, didn't I? Enactments. There we go. Mondays are an anathema to me. I hate them. What's anathema? Mondays are an anathema to me. I hate them. A what? Bored? Bored could work. Anything else?
Bad luck.
Bad luck? That would work. Mondays are boring to me. I hate them. Mondays are bad luck to me. I hate them. An anathema, the real word, means something that that you hate so much. All right. So Mondays are boring. What did you say, Patrice? Bad luck. Or there's something I hate so much. See how you didn't have to know that word. You understood the sentence. Am I saying I like Mondays? Does this sentence, do I like Mondays?
No.
Okay. I hate them. I hate them. So you can kind of guess what that means. This is called context clues. So I'm talking to you, we're sitting outside, and I turn to you and I say, I've been considering buying a new car. Suppose you don't know the word considering. I am considering buying a new car. You don't know, do you know, does anybody know considering?
Like think about it.
Okay, there we go. But anybody not know considering? Who did not know what considering meant? Everybody knew?
Is the considering as a maybe?
Yeah, thinking about it. Okay, well, I was trying to do, sometimes you don't have to know every word. I am considering buying a new car. Do you think that this sentence is saying I'm planning to blow up a new car? Do you think I'm saying I'm thinking about stealing a new car? Do you think I'm saying I am going to drive a new car into a tree? So it has to be, I'm thinking about buying a new car. Even if you don't know the word, because of the rest of the sentence, the way I say it, you can guess the word. That's called context clues. When you have a word, context clues are where you use the other words to guess a word you don't know. Yes, sir.
Yeah. The word consider
Yes.
is like suppose.
Sort of, yes. It's, I'm thinking about having steak for dinner. I am considering buying steak. I'm thinking about it. Am I going to buy steak? Am I going to buy steak or not? So consider means think about it. Yeah. Think about it this way and this way. I'm thinking about buying a new car. I don't want to spend the money. I really like that new car smell. Yeah, but you know, I'm not rich. Yeah, but I deserve nice wheels. That's considerate. Where you kind of, This is what we're going to do today. Context clues. You are going to play a game with me where you guess what the word is. Then, Julie and I have some dialogues, little short dialogues that we're going to do, and you have to listen. Because there's words in there you don't know. So you have to listen to try to figure out what we're saying, even though you don't know all the words. And then, another game called What Are You Talking About? And we're not going to make it to the last one, we'll do that in your own words. Okay? Context clues are words or phrases. Phrases are just a bunch of words put together. Words or phrases that give the listener an idea of the meaning of a word that's unknown. Context clues are words or groups of words that tell you the meaning of a word, even if you don't know it. So, if I go over and I schmishmosh, Julia. I schmishmosh. What does schmishmosh mean? Yeah. I really schmishmosh, Julia. What does schmishmosh mean?
Appreciate.
Pardon?
Appreciate.
That'll work. Appreciate? There is no word schmishmosh. I came over here. I schmishmosh, Julia. Do you think I'm saying I hate her?
No.
Am I saying I want to kick her? Pardon? I schmishmosh Julia. Does that mean I'm going to eat her leg?
If you did that, then you had context clues. I smishmosh Julia. She's the best person I know. That would be.
Okay, I schmishmosh Julia. She's the best person I know. What does schmishmosh mean? Appreciate? Like? Love?
Favorite.
Pardon?
Favorite.
Favorite? Yeah. So you don't have to know. Schmishmosh's not a real word. I am stedrentally hot. What does stedrentally mean? It's not a real word. It's not in there. I just made the word up. I am stedrentally hot. What am I saying? Pardon?
Totally.
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 Totally?
Totally.
That, perfect. I am totally hot. Right?
I'm very
Hot, hot. That's not a real word. That's not a real word. I just made it up just now. So you figured out what I was saying. And anybody that writes down stead rentally, it doesn't exist. And you're writing it down. It's a fake word. It's schmishmal. Can I erase yet? Those of you that are writing down, this is not a real word. It's a fake word. It doesn't, I made it up just now. Okay?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Ma'am.
How to read the Spanish version?
How do you spell schmishmal?
And like two words together or something like that.
Oh no, it's not a real word. I mean, there is a word called mosh, but there's no word called schmish.
Oh, okay.
All right? But I just simply put letters. I could have just, okay. Are you done writing schmish mosh? Okay. The sky is blue today. The sky is blue today. What does mean? It's a fake word. It's so bad you can't even pronounce it. I made it so that you don't think it's like schmishmal, the real word. The sky is blue today. What does mean?
It's just,
Very. What'd you say?
I feel like it's just extra. Because you can say that the sky is blue today.
The sky is blue today, or I can say the sky is very blue today, or beautifully. It doesn't matter what it means. It means what matters is that you can read a sentence or hear a sentence that has and you can guess what the rest of it means. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, you don't think I'm saying, you don't think that means ugly, do you?
No.
And you don't think that means black. So it must be something nice, very beautiful.
If I want to say my level is up,
If you want to say,
my level is up, I can say the sky is the limit, and the level is up is it.
I'm not understanding you.
Level is
I said
up.
Oh, level, I thought you were saying liver.
level, okay.
Level,
Level up.
liver is right here. You know, when you drink too much, it hurts. So the sky is up?
No, sky is the limit.
Yes, the sky is the limit.
And
That-
level it up.
And live it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sky is the limit. So, level No.
Is that what you said?
I said that level.
Yes. The the sky is the limit is an expression. Okay? So think just a minute. I go outside, I look up, and is there anything higher than the sky? There's nothing higher than the sky. Okay? You know how when you have a credit card and you have your credit card, you cannot spend more than $5,000 on your credit card? It's a limit. Okay? So the sky is the limit. There's nothing higher. But it's just an expression. Because we know that above the sky is the moon and the sun and the planets and the stars. So we say the sky's the limit. It's just an expression. Like,
Well, to say the sky is the limit is the same as there is no limit.
yes,
The
Yeah.
sky is the limit.
there is no limit. And level is up. Level is up, but you're taking something specific, a level, and trying to put it to an expression. Am I answering your question?
Okay, if I said I got no type and level is up, is the same.
Okay, if you say what?
I got no type and because my level is up.
High level.
High level.
High level, yeah.
Is this what you mean? I'm playing a game,
Yeah.
okay? You and I are on the sofa and we're playing a game,
Yeah.
and I suck. And my level is here, and your level is
And I
here.
say, I'm a champion. My level, I have a hard level.
You have a high level,
Yeah.
your level is up. Is that answer? Is that the answer? If I'm keep going, if I don't get it.
I said that level is up and
Level is like hard level.
I got no type.
because for example, I play game with this guy, Mauricio, and every time I'm winner. Every time I'm winner. Like I said, Victoria, if I'm winner with Mauricio, Victoria playing game with me, I'm winner. Musakiro, I'm winner. I can say my level.
I have hard level. Hard level.
Never
I have no equal.
Okay.
Okay? No type. I am the type of guy who likes getting up in front of people and singing.
Yeah.
I'm that type of guy. Julia is the type of girl who does not like to get up in front of people. I am the type of guy who will not buy a new car because I'm cheap. I don't like spending money. Patrice is the type of guy that will buy a new car because he's not cheap. So when you're saying I got no type, are you saying no one's better than me? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So the way they say it is I have no equal. Nobody is equal to me.
Equal.
I'm above everybody. You got it? Finally?
We got it.
Coffee, coffee.
What's that?
Coffee. It's coffee time.
They say coffee?
Yeah.
Coffee?
Coffee milk. Coffee. Coffee.
Okay.
Coffee time.
Did you start it? Let's take a break. Grab some coffee. Nobody wants coffee?
Yes.
Go take one coffee.
No,
Because your age lost sleep last night. Your eyes is red. You lost sleep last night. You cook potato.
Did you cook potato yesterday?
It's fine.
Which potato? Which potato was it? Anabella. Yes, Anabella.
¿Y como no tengo teléfono? Dije, a ver si la oí. No, pero
And you have a new one, son?
We got a big one and a bleat the second day. So now we have 3 pots. I'm gonna make sure.
México, con así empezaron uno de cada persona.
You say coffee and you don't
Sorry.
¿dónde iban ustedes?
Es la 12 la ¿te va a gustar?
You say coffee and why you say coffee?
Ni te va a empezar a levantarte.
And you say coffee time. Yes.
Ni te va a empezar a levantar. Cuando vayas a
Now we do
Would you like something?
ni siquiera nomás se todos los demás te levantas tarde.
Your casting, she said coffee time. And now she don't want to take coffee.
Why? Why?
No.
Explain
Se lo sabe, no, Juan.
Es que ya no he venido no más a ver.
This up here is the old English that I was telling you about. Before the stuff that I can, that's what it looks like.
Maybe great.
Nope. There is some Greek in there because there's Greek and English. Yeah, a lot of our words came from Greek words, but that was 500-600 years ago. But that's what English first looked like.
No, allá te no sabes si quieres te van a
If anyone is interested, this is what English first looked like. This is the very original English. I can't, I know one word. Cueta.
What?
Cueta.
Cueta?
Yes. And it doesn't mean, no. English is English.
It's English.
Cueta. English.
Wait.
Cueta. Cueta means, it sounds like it means wait, but what it really means is hark. You know the song, Hark the Herald Angels Sing? That's a Christmas carol. Hark means pay attention. And that's the first line of all the old English poems. Wait. It means pay attention. I'm about to tell you a story. And that's the story.
Wait. Hi.
Cueta.
Wait, it means listen up. Everybody listen. Wait.
Okay, listen.
Yes, that's what this is. That's this word right here. It's the only word I know in Old English. It's been 40 years.
Yeah, for Betty. You don't need. Yeah.
What do you mean? Right, cueta?
So this word means something for our language, for our music.
Wait a moment.
Because first, I feel that you know David Guetta.
I'm sorry?
You know a singer, David Guetta.
I've heard of, yeah. I don't know. He says cueta?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Guetta.
One thing.
Oh! What does this word mean? What does it mean?
The singer, her name's
Because it's asking.
I wanna know
Cueta.
How mean better?
What's the mean?
What does this word mean? This word is French? This word right here is
no,
French?
it's English.
Not my English. Cueta? Cueta?
It's a last name?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just the last name. It doesn't mean anything. It means something somewhere. It's someone's last name. But this word just means listen up, listen. So if I come to class and say cueta, it means everybody shut up and pay attention. Because all the old English, this is old English, were songs and stories. And so you'd say cueta, it means everybody shut up, I'm going to tell you a story. And that's what he's saying here. I'm going to tell you a story, but I can't understand this. This is old English.
Poetry.
Right? Left foot.
Okay.
You like to put it?
So now, oops. I want you to guess what the word is. Okay? I want you guys to guess what the word is. Oh. I don't think that word is freedom. The word that was up there, I don't think it's freedom. I think it means something else. I'll look it up. I want you to guess what word. Listen to what I am describing. I'm going to tell you about something. As soon as you know what I'm talking about, even if you don't know it in English, you only know it in French or Spanish, say what it is I'm describing. Okay? So, I'm not going to show you the picture. I'm going to tell you about it. This is context clues. But by the way I describe what it is, see if you can tell me. I'm going to use English. It is round, and it is red, and I can throw it, I can bounce it, I can kick it. Anybody?
It's a ball.
There we go. What color is it? What color is the ball? Do you remember? Anybody
Oh.
remember?
It's white and black.
Nope. I said the color. Did anybody remember the color I said it was? Red. Okay. What do you think this ball is made out of? Even if you don't know the word in English, what do you think the ball is made out of?
Plastic.
Plastic will do? Or rubber? You might not know the word rubber, but if I can bounce the ball, it's made out of rubber. Right? So you figured it out. Okay? Here's the next one. I'm not going to use my hands. I'm not going to do anything like this. I'm just going to use my words. We all have one of these. I use it every morning when I shave, and when I brush my teeth. I wash my hands in it. Pardon? Nope.
Water?
Soap. Water? No. I use it to rinse my toothbrush, and I use it to wash the goop off of my hands from my hair.
Aid?
And, pardon?
Aid?
Nope.
Take bath.
Pardon?
Take bath. Take bath.
Take a bath.
Oh, take a bath? Nope. I stand in front of it. I don't sit in front of it. I don't sit on it. It has faucets, things that I use to turn the water on and off with. Everybody has one. I use it in the morning when I shave and when I brush my teeth. I rinse my toothbrush there. It has faucets so that I can turn on hot and cold water. I wash my hands in it.
See?
Ding!
Ding.
Where is this thing? Anybody?
Bath.
Pardon? Bathroom. Huh? I didn't use my hands. I didn't.
Hey.
Teacher, tea for custard.
There you go. Okay. Bathroom safe. Did any of you see the next picture? I hit it by mistake.
Yes.
Okay, then don't. If you saw the picture, the next picture, don't guess with this one. Okay. These are context. These are context clues. I am telling you about something that you might or might not know the word of. You might not know the word for it in English, but if I describe it to you, you can say the word in Spanish or in French, and then show me that you know what it is by using your hands. So this next one, we all have about 40 of them. I don't have 40 because I lost some of mine. I chew with them. And when I eat a piece of steak, I chew hard. When I chew gum, I chew soft. I use these every day for my meal. When I eat. Pardon?
Chicken.
Feet.
Pardon? No, you already know. You saw the picture.
Yeah, like she said.
Oh, she said it?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Teeth. Teeth. Tooth. Okay? You are someplace, you're talking to your boss at work. Your boss only speaks English. Your boss is telling you that he thinks you should have done something. Change it. because some of you don't work. You leave here and you're driving.
Cops.
A cop stops you. Okay? Cop comes to the window. You can't understand him. He speaks English. And he talks, got a big wad of stuff in his mouth. You can't understand him. So you need to listen to every single word, because you don't want to say the wrong thing to the guy that has a gun. Okay? So this is context clues. So what I'm giving you is context clues for normal objects, things that we see. Here's the next one. I do not have one in my house, but I have 3 in my backyard. Some are very tall, some are very small. In the fall, the leaves fall from them.
Luis.
Trees.
Oh.
Ding.
Ding! So how did you know? What was the word that I said that you knew it was trees?
For cold, the backyard,
Uh-huh.
in the home,
The leaves?
the leaves.
Mhm. So even if you didn't know the word tree, what else has leaves fall off? Last one. Oh, wait a minute. Tree. Here's the last one. I hate yard work. I hate mowing my lawn. I hate fertilizing my lawn. I hate taking care of my lawn. Julie and I stopped watering our lawn 2 years ago. So we don't even have lawn. We have all this other stuff growing. But back when I cared and I tried to make my lawn pretty, I kept getting these things. Now that's all that's left in my backyard. It's not grass. They're ugly. And I can pull them, and they grow right back. I pull them again, and they grow right back. I don't care if you know it in English or Spanish or French. What am I talking about? I have to go out in my backyard to keep my grass, my lawn nice and green. I have to go and pull these things. And I pull them, and they grow right back. What is it in English?
I can say like in the grass, but there are another kind of plants like in a nice like.
There we go. You don't even know the English word, but you know what I was saying. Okay? There are plants that are nice. And what did you say? You said yerba?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. So nobody knows the English word. Does anybody know the English word? Weed. Not this kind of weed. Weeds. I didn't, so we did ball, bathroom sink, tooth, tree, weed. I never said the word. And you figured out what I was talking about. Context clues. Depending on where the word is or how it's used, you don't even have to know the word. You can just guess. So back when I was saying Julia was shmishmash, you knew I was saying something nice. So let's say shmishmash is a real word. Let's say shmishmash means pretty. Okay? So I think Julia is shmishmash. Right? But you don't think I mean pretty, you think I mean nice. What difference does it make? Julia, listen, Julia is shmishmash. If it means pretty, pretty. But if you think it means nice, it's still the same thing, right? It's still close. Because I'm not saying you don't think that schmishmash means ugly or mean. Remember, schmishmash is not a real word. In fact, I spelled it differently this time. Okay. Julia, do we want to go on to dialogues or switch over to in their own words, pieces of paper? Have I talked enough so that everybody wants me to take a break and you guys get to do something? Do that? Okay. See all that, everything you're skipping, yes?
One question. For example, I wanna say, I lose my mind when I see you. I wanna say, I need other expression. If I wanna say, I lose my mind when I see you, I can use words.
Can you say, I lose my mind when I see you?
I need other context.
You need the context?
Yeah.
Is this what you're saying? I lose my mind when I see you. I lose my mind when I see you. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I wanna use other words.
You want to use other words than I lose my mind?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you wanting? Okay. Is this for fun or for real? I mean, is there really a girl you want to say this to?
Me, I did that. If I wanna say that I lose my mind. Yeah, I wanna use older word for said I lose my mind.
Okay.
Very nice. I can't stop thinking.
Is this what you mean?
Yeah.
Is this what you mean? Yeah. I lose my mind when I see you, or you drive me crazy. You say it. You drive me crazy. Or you drive me crazy. So you want to say it the right way. Or I can't stop thinking about you. What's
Are you falling in love?
American girl.
My bro. What's happened?
It's very good. Don't worry.
it's how you say it. Okay. Let's see. If I go to a girl and I say I can't stop thinking about you, if I go to a girl in a bar or somebody I met, and if I say I can't stop thinking about you, I can't stop thinking about you. I can't stop thinking about you. Okay? So you gotta say it the right way, otherwise it sounds creepy. Okay? Creepy is. Okay? So you wanna say, it's not so much the words, it's how you say it. So, you drive me crazy. You know? Why do I feel like this is dating class? You say it the right way. You can look real creepy. The girl can go. So you want to say it the right way. What? Okay. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. No, these are good. That's a good question. That's what this class is for. Is for talking. That's why it's conversational English. It's talking. And could have been asking me how to help him pick up a girl. I had a bucket here. Click out. This is what you're going to do. I call it in your own words. Okay? You're going to pull out a little slip of paper. You're going to pull a word from the bucket. Find another student. Especially try to find French and Spanish speakers like this. But if you find another student, describe what the word means, but only use English. Whatever English you can use. Tell the person what the word is, but only use English, and don't say the word. Okay? The words are in English, Spanish, and French. So if I go to Patrice, and he doesn't know the English word, but he says it in French, I'll know he's right. He doesn't. This is context clues. Just like I described the red ball. So I go to Patrice, and I have a word, Patrice. This is someone who is not old. Maybe even lives at home with his mother or her mother or father. Probably still in school. It's not old, not middle-aged, and not even an adult. Keep talking. More clues. More words from me. The word I just used was more words from me. I said more clues. That means little pieces of information. When I was of this age, I played baseball and I lived in my parents' house, and my mom cooked dinner, and Tommy, dinner. What was I?
Little boy or young or
Young. So, and suppose he didn't know it. Suppose, what is it in French?
should
Chouette. So if he doesn't know it in English, but he can say it in Spanish, in French, I know he's right. And if I had done this with you, and you couldn't think of young, the English word, and you said hoven, I'd know she's right. So it's in all the languages.
Hobbit.
That's what it is in French?
Young lady Hobbit. Hermana?
And that's Spanish, okay? Do you understand what I want you to do? You're going to get up and walk around. You want me to do one more to show you?
Yeah.
Okay. And it doesn't matter, I'm putting this one back in. It doesn't matter as long as you don't have to do the same word. But, okay, here's another one. Costolina. Don't worry, you don't have to know the word in English. It's just my English is going to tell you about it. And you're going to get the context clues. You're going to, okay? When I get up in the morning, and if my shirt is real wrinkled, I iron it. And as I'm ironing it, this stuff comes up. And it's wet and hot, and then I go back down, and I iron, and it makes it nice and clean. Also, if I take a teapot, put water in it, put it on the stove, after it boils, this same stuff comes out. It's like, looks like a little cloud. What is it?
Está planchado, está saliendo el humo y no sé qué.
What?
Eso es. ¿Qué es? Como en inglés. Vapor.
Say it loud.
Vapor.
Steam.
Yeah. What is this?
Vapor.
Vapor.
Steam in English. Okay? Steam in English, vapor, vapeur. Yes? Vapeur. See, so I don't speak Spanish, but as soon as she said it, I knew she was right. And do you see what I did? I described it as an iron, but I didn't make any noise. Can't make noise. I did an iron, and when she wasn't there, I switched to a teapot because the same stuff comes out. Do you see what you're going to do? Just and get up, move around, try to find other people, keep coming back, come back, grab another one. Go ahead. Do you want me to pass the bucket around and then you're going to all start with one in your hand, or just come up and grab?
Vas a agarrar un papel y vas a dialogar con la persona, pero no le vas a decir lo que dice, nomás le vas a dar
What you are trying to do,
como señas.
what you want to do is don't say the word or give the word. You want to try to describe to them what the word is, by how it works, what it means, and you want to give them enough words so they can guess the word. Because isn't that what you do every day in English? You go to work or you go to Walmart and people are talking and you have to collect any words you know and start trying to put them together so you can understand what they're saying. So you don't have to know every word. Remember, there's 228,000. You only need to know the words around the word you don't know, and then you can guess it. Even if you guess it in your own language. Okay, start talking. And this is supposed to be a game. Have fun. Somebody start. See? You can do it across. Get up. Move over. No, just grab somebody. Grab the first person who's not doing it. Castellina's not doing it. Mauricio's not doing it.
I have easy one.
Good enough.
I got the easy.
It was the same word. I just did the word. So,
Great.
did you get it that fast?
No, he's gonna start.
Why?
Yeah?
Why is this table doing it and this table is not?
So, it's not like
Here, hold on.
break. Okay, you please.
What?
Slide. But did you hear the word I used? I said you refuse. Bring, you refuse. Clean, you refuse. Drive.
I have a word.
This life.
I don't stop. I just keep looking at you. What am I doing? In Spanish, I'm looking at you. You can say the Spanish word.
Maybe I go.
So I don't look away.
You think you get it after
You get up, you walk,
give me.
what is the word in Spanish for what I'm doing? I never stop looking at you. I just keep watching you.
Or no?
Sometimes I don't even blink. My Spanish. Try again. Never stop.
I said, the place is I said, move.
But you say
Pardon? Did you just say the word? So that word in Spanish? So you're trying to get us this is your English. So I might say sticky.
Supprimer.
I know that word, this word.
Yeah,
Do you know what that means? So get me to guess. Tell me that. You don't want to say the word. I want to try to get you to guess the word. So what does the word mean? What does it mean? You don't want to tell me the word. You don't want to tell me the word. You want me to guess it. Belen? Belen? Are you in the middle of something? Can I get some help? Translation help? Can you? I don't want Mauricio to tell me the word. I want him to act it out or describe it so that I guess it. He keeps telling me the word.
Welcome late.
Once you've done your words, get more. Put your word back in here and pour another one. Here, just take the bucket. So,
En las carreras. No es el que diga Untitled Chapter. This is my first.
yeah, so I'm writing. What is the word? What is the word? Tell me the word. Yes. So, show me what you do. This is right.
Just you pick one. No.
Like this.
Get another one. Get another word. The bucket's over there someplace. Okay, put those back and grab another one.
La comida usted no sabe qué es.
No, in China.
Maybe upset.
My friends.
When you see somebody like,
Cuando dices esto,
how can I say it?
When
Maybe looking for a long time,
cuando ganas, porque ganas, pero cuando
for long time.
Okay.
For long time.
mucho mirada. Do something for one cloth.
You see more.
I might have, this is Google Translate, so it might be the wrong word.
This word is like
I told
it's when you scare it's scared when somebody's watching you.
Closet.
And then you say,
Yeah, I know.
it's scary.
Is,
Maybe I need I need to make say okay why I do that. Why ish. I did that. And when I told the man, he said, okay, no problem. I will give you.
word in English?
How
Is that the right word? For, the English word is,
you remember last time when I asked you to say Spanish?
We use
Spanish
this
When you
when we
sleep,
have a child.
That's
We use
And the little
take the pillow.
when I finish,
closet is a room with a door and one to your shirts hang.
just one guy walk
What is
Está correcto. Yo le digo, yo le digo.
Do you understand?
Y sí está correcto, pero
What
That's English word. What is this word? This is English.
Dice, ya lo tengo. Ok, pero en español también dice, hacer la comida está sencillo. Y todos los días estamos
look over it. Later, okay, you said you later.
something specific.
You get this? You understand?
Later you see. You see? No problem. It's too forgot. Yeah, you say I say. Yeah, I miss.
Why you
This is
Para usted es easy. No, es easy. Okay.
Nostalgia? I would say
This tells you what
O sea, tiene
Cuando yo
French, what is it?
Exactly.
¿Cómo es?
Oh, new corn?
digamos en español, suave, duro.
Strange? Right. Try to describe. Describe the meaning.
I can in my family.
Am I?
Spanish.
Am I describing myself? Is it an adjective?
The
It's an adjective.
big should I grow the vision should be simple for all about tools. Forget the things and short.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
About shoes.
Yes.
I
Why?
It's an adjective.
When this is all about
Is that?
okay.
Déjeme le pienso.
How we call this?
Just one word. Don't use the word. Give me the first letter. First letter is because you always cry. Annoying. Not annoying.
The house is not
They always
decided.
make
We send
the people
education for
they
20 person
¿Quieres las zapatillas?
and 40 person coming.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Yes, sir.
How you call this?
Sorry? That word in English? We call those sandals. Sandals? Slipper. Yeah, I bet you he calls them slipper. A slipper,
For example,
is what we put on when we get home, so you're fuzzy and furry and small. But I didn't think of that.
program for 20 and 40 person coming. This is a
Ding, 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 ding. There's homework. Here's homework. Very easy. Everybody gets one. Take one, pass it down. This is homework. See this? Bring it to class on Wednesday. 5 things to talk about. I don't care what 5. 5 things. I mean, because we're going to put all these cards together, and so if Cookies writes, talk about my husband, and if I get that card, I don't have a husband. Not yet. But so try to make it a little bit more open. You can say my family, or the weather, or President Trump. You know, or spaghetti. Anything. You guys are going to bring in things for us to talk about. Okay? So don't worry about it. It should be easy. Goodbye.